G'day team, Jeremy Britton, 24-hour wealth coach, down on the beach just after my sunrise meditation. And got a story for you today, illustration, thinking outside the box and also thinking ahead. Now, I like to come down on the beach every morning. This is where I do some great thinking outside of the box. Can't do very good thinking inside the box of your office. Some people do their best thinking inside the box of their shower cubicle. Now, you're still inside the box, you just happen to be outside of your clothes at the time. So that's what you think like with no clothes on. Imagine what you think like if you're out in nature. For that matter, imagine what you think like if you're out in nature with no clothes on. For those people who are into watching people with no clothes on running around in nature, you'll have to go to my YouTube channel and search for the video I did on 11/11/11. My mum's saying it's okay. But back to the point. What was my point? Thinking ahead, thinking outside of the box. I get to connect with a lot of business people, a lot of very cool people, a lot of not so cool people, but that's life. And this week I got to connect with my best friend Isabel. And Isabel's just started a new massage business. And like new business owners, she's looking for a bit of coaching, a bit of help. And I went, wow, you're actually looking for a business coach and you do massage. I said, I do business coaching and I love to receive massages and maybe we can work something out. And that was my offer of a contra deal. And Isabel's got a sense of humour. And she said, well, I'll give you the massage while you're giving me the business coaching. And I got a bit of a sense of humour back, so I just said, no, I like to do all my business coaching while I'm fully clothed. And Isabel called me a prude, which I thought was really funny. And I shared the story with a few people, probably about 3,000-4,000 people I actually shared that story with. And I shared the story because it was funny, and I shared the story also because it helped to promote Isabel's new business, and also the fact that she's a new business, got some skills, and also she's got a sense of humour, so she'd be a lot of fun to deal with. Now, Isabel got some promotion out of that, and she was actually contacted by a couple of other business coaches. And that's fine. These business coaches merely contacted her and said, hey, look, I'll coach you if you pay me. And if you're thinking outside of the box, then you're thinking, well, she's a new business owner, she's only just started. Any spare money that she's got, she's probably put into her stock, her equipment, paying her insurances and all those sort of things. So you don't generally have a lot of cash flow in the first few months of business. These guys were thinking of the immediate quick fix. They weren't thinking ahead of, how can I actually make this a sustainable relationship? Now, I'm thinking of swapping a few business coaching sessions for a few massages in the early stages. But obviously, when the business builds to a sizable business, Isabel is going to get sick of looking at my naked butt, and she'll probably have some more cash flow, and she'll prefer to pay me in cash than actually pay me in massages. That may happen, it may not happen, but I'm thinking ahead, thinking outside the box, because this is the new economy, this is the new way of doing business. We can't do business like we did before the GFC. There may not be as much cash around, but there's certainly opportunity. There's certainly contra deals. You have to think outside of the box. You have to think ahead and say, how can I actually start this relationship with some benefit for the other person? I haven't even got my massage yet, and I've already promoted Isabel's business to around about 4,000 people. And I'm sowing some seeds because I know it's going to pay off for me later on, rather than just saying, hey, give me a couple of $100 and then I'll help you out. Thinking, how can I sow before I reap, whereas the other guys were trying to reap before they sow. So, a couple of tips for you today. Think ahead, think outside the box. If you want to think in the shower, great. Otherwise, join me down on the beach or at 24hourwealthcoach.com.